I love as we jump into map 3 when these players, or rather these viewers, have an opportunity themselves to win money alongside the players.
I thought you were just about to say, that's the one thing I love too, is free money. Which I was going to say, yeah, you're right.
You're not wrong. I do love free money, but
yeah, as somebody who does not win a lot of things in life, if you have the opportunity to win free money, I am there for it. You don't have to tell me twice what I have to do. I'll do it. So, hell of a show from Coinbase to be able to give some money out to the viewership as well. Just enjoying the next day and a half worth of Rebirth gameplay, and we jump on board with Aydan and co, who, like I mentioned, they put together a massive kill game last game, and it's put them right at the top of the leaderboard, and the opening here to lobby number 3 has also been very nice for them as they keep rotating right around the bottom side of Harbor.
And this is the team that just seems to have a very good pulse on how they want to play these maps. And, well, you're going to see something like a combat bow. He's not going to want to use that, but
not allowed to.
yeah. So he picked it up, but he's not going to want to pull it out. And as always, this time it's going to be Scummin. You're going to see someone up in that sniper's nest, but a really tough start for them. I think Smixy might have just gotten taken out actually by Aydan, and that's the team that's currently sitting in about 4th on Rational Scummin, Smixy, and Huskerrs. But this is the team that, well, they're doing a good job so far, tied in kills with 1st place, but those multipliers pushing them into 2nd. And Aydan, a beautiful series, gets the throwing knife, makes it 1, makes it 2, and there you go, just like that. Aydan sitting at 3, a beautiful rotation over to this point and being able to farm a nice series of kills.
And Katie, someone's already out. We only have 8 squads that are remaining. I was going to say for a moment there, when we swapped to some team's perspective, I saw 3 players that were waiting to get researched back in towards the action, and that 4th player must have fallen immediately afterwards. So an early team wipe, which not only means no multiplier, but that team probably has maybe a kill at most. So not great news. Forever finished out in 9th, but for Aydan's team, as you mentioned, 3 kills independently for him, but the rest of his team have also been cleaning up around this harbor location, and now a fully fledged out massive UAV as they try to rotate back over to the middle of the map and reclaim their high ground position that they've been rewarded for in their first 2 lobbies.
And Aydan still sitting at about 3 kills here, but they do have a number of players in front of him, and he goes to stim. Can he use it to get the win? Yes, that's going to be Huskerrs who's down, but from the top rope, Gary trying to help, and, well, unfortunately, I don't know if he's actually going to be able to, because that's why you play around your teammates. The nice save coming in. Aydan able to get back onto his feet as Miss Sweets gets picked up as well, but just like that, he'll run into trouble all over again. That was Super Evan who took him out.
Yeah, and that's the 7th or the 8th team now out of position too. So this lobby is, I don't know if it's just because teams are looking to get more aggressive. As we had mentioned, some teams need to put together big kill and good placement games here to get back into the mix, and maybe they're just trying to send it a little bit harder, or if it's just bad timing. Regardless, this has been the earliest that we have seen 2 squads eliminated, not just in this finals, but also in the group stage. And honestly speaking, it's more appalling that it's happening here in the finals, because the first 2 lobbies were honestly really competitive. Up until about Circle 4, we had a lot of long-lasting teams that were still in the mix, so we have a different look, and that all of a sudden means that kills are going to be a little bit harder to come by, and engagements may be a little bit more ferocious than they may seem.
And Skullface, I feel like every time we've gone to his POV, he's just been in the middle of something intense going on. But I think we might want to do a little bit of an Astro listen in here. And I'm trying to think, is there a preference shift? Who do you think we should? Whose comms do you think we should listen to?
I'm actually interested to hear more from Joewo's team if we have the ability to jump over to him, because they have obviously been putting together some really good stuff. And yeah, here's Breadman, and honestly, this is a good time for it too. Breadman's one of the last ones alive, waiting for his teammates to come through. So let's head it on over. Astro Gaming listen in with Breadman and Joe as they're waiting for their teammates.
Jukies was just here. Land on this side. Land on like this side.
Rally point has been set.
That's Jukies' team right there, by the way.
Yeah. And just play top, Joe. Just play top on this side, and I could just help you.
Yeah,
no reason to do anything crazy.
After Lodi, we just all go up top. Just
yeah. Because I could watch over. Like even though like we're not gonna be pushing people out the moment, we'll be chilling for later.
I'd rather us just stay up there rather than.
Wait, bro, throw me money. I can buy a UA.
Here you go.
How many coasts?
Nice.
One of them.
Should be more. Is there more close? Where are the pings?
That was it.
Bobby.
My floor.
One's on her, yeah, one's on her.
Stairs.
Nice.
He's watching it. You want to double chow this?
Yep.
Turret.
I'm setting up top, okay?
One's on the roof right here. Two on the roof. Two on the roof. Hit one. They both dropped. They both dropped in.
I'm gonna get a good chow there.
Cracked on you, Sage.
No, he's in the bathroom. You can chow that. Right, last one's in the bathroom, right here. I think it's oh yeah.
Flying in, bread. You
Right there in the
see
bathroom.
that guy there? It's a freebie.
Okay.
Yeah, need a picture.
Guy in the air, you say?
Yeah,
These
yeah.
big games. We gotta play big games now.
Yeah. We have a big game, but we just gotta play together. Do you want to get back up to the top or no?
Yeah, we go back top. We get back.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Take over that every time. I'll grab this big game.
Flying in, that right there.
Okay.
And flying in
Wait,
like on
no,
you.
Bird, at the doorway, right in front of you.
Okay,
Yeah. I saw one 100%.
One's on decon too.
Kill the one on me.
Somebody. One's gonna
Go, go,
go
go.
now.
Broken.
Nice.
Timing is awful.
Guy below us. Coming up. Same four.
Cool.
One guy top, back right side. He's
Okay.
crouched.
Let's just
They're 100%
go
on
up top,
the
right?
roof,
Go up top.
Yeah. Right. We get roof control, right?
Grab this. Grab this question mark. Got it?
I'll grab the question mark. Okay.
It's unavailable.
Probably a regular bounty. Here.
People on the roof in front of us. FIFA down.
Loadie.
Nice.
Oh, left. Here.
Yeah, I see it. I'm tagging up. I'm gonna sim.
I'm getting close to you. Me too.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a sim.
So,
Nice.
He's one shot. I got shot for the other guy. That guy's literally winning.
Flying in.
oh my god, I just got.
We need to stay alive, Joe.
Yeah, just stay alive here. Just stay alive.
He set pop. He did.
As soon as we get back, we just gotta play with Joe down here. You just saw a guy in front of you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's it too.
Fuck.
Yeah, we have stims. Just play stims.
Yeah. Just sit in this room. Joe.
This chest, you can go under and just loot those chests too.
Yeah.
Get on top of. Nice, you guys, you get the back.
No.
Wait, we might have enough to.
No, don't buy. Just play this safe. Go play placement. So if anything, if you want to.
Yeah.
Where do you want to land? On the ship?
Just gotta watch out.
There's a
for
whole
zombies.
team there. There's a whole team there.
On the roof or inside?
Inside.
There's a guy in the ship on your mark, but if all of us land on them, we're good.
Yeah, let's just.
The guy right
I
there.
have that again.
Thank you to Astro for that listen in. A lot of interesting comms there out of Joewo's team,
yeah.
but that's what happens when you float in the sky for too long. Someone's going to punish you for it. H-May able to get down, but not able to get away from the shots. Breadman, you can see in that kill feed, he gets a snipe onto Miss Sweets, but he gets traded out, and suddenly, just like that, this could be the end of the team that's been doing so well so far. And again, a little bit of a shout out as well. Thank you to Astro. They sent, I know they sent Shift. They sent me the new NYSL speaker tags. So shout out to
They're
Astro
sick.
and Subliners for that. I'm wearing them in my Astro A40s right now.
Yeah, they're super cool. They're really, really sweet looking. And going into the comms of what we just heard right there, I really feel a lot more confident just kind of talking about how we've been kind of predicting what exactly Breadman and Joewo's team has been trying to do from the get-go. And a lot of it was kind of confirmed off of those comms when they were in that two-player kind of, we'll call it like a last stand if you want to say that, where it's, okay, once you guys come down, where are we dropping, and can we contest high ground? Can we control it? Now, this time around, they weren't able to fully win the high ground, although it was very close. So that's definitely been the strategy, and now it's up to Sage. There's so many kills that's already been tallied. Just see if you can get to the top 5. Top 3 is greedy, but top 5 might be okay, but challenged and put down. It'll only be the 1.2 times multiplier that they get for being in 7th, but still not a bad kill tally overall. I think they saw 19 there before he swapped away.
Yeah, if you are at least in the multiplier and you have something like almost 20 kills, not what you were hoping for, but still a very good map, all things considered. You could have a 0 kill, 0 placement map, and that would be tough. And, well, unfortunately, I think that might be what's about to happen to this team as well. They did have a number of kills. FIFA is still alive with 5, but he's desperately looking for some sort of a stim or anywhere to go. And, well, Aydan says, peek your head out of that window. I'll be happy to take you out. And Aydan already with a snap and a turn and burn. 13 kills for Aydan. The team alive and well, and they are on a mission.
Oh my
Look
God.
at that. They are unstoppable. Wow.
Holy smokes. One of our cross-off things for Coinbase was one player getting 10 kills. 3 of them almost just got 10 kills, Katie. And when we swapped off of...
Top 3 was a monster game for a reason. Team Aydan, 157 points, 84 kills. Look at the difference there. They have over a 50-point lead on Team Joewo, who's
Jesus.
also broken the 100-point mark. Jukies and Swagg following it up, sitting in the 70s. But what felt kind of like a top 4 breakaway, very much so now a top 2 breakaway.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, what? 157 points, 84 kills in 3 lobbies. We still have 2 more to play? That's ridiculous. That pretty much puts everybody else into a very uncomfortable position, no matter who you are. More so, obviously, if you're near the bottom. But for Joewo and Jukies and Swagg that are still kind of contesting in a way, like, imagine being Team Jukies and then looking at Team Aydan's score and saying they have more than double our points so far. Like, that's not encouraging, I would say, in any stretch of the imagination. So someone's got to stop these guys. That's the biggest thing, and maybe the only way to do it is to kill them off the rip, which is never a fun thing to say out loud, I imagine.
I just like that you're like, yeah, we're doing well, guys. We're in 3rd place. Oh, how close are you from 1st? Oh, less than half. Nice. You know what?
Yeah.
But hey, at the end of the day, you're still in 3rd place. And keep in mind, all 9 teams will be earning some amount of money in this final. It just depends on how you place. If you place, I believe, in 8th, 9th, maybe 7th to 9th, you will be taking home 1,000. 1st place, a whole lot more than that. Unrational is taking his turn at the top of the sniper tower. Something Aydan's going to have to be mindful of, because it's exactly who Unrational is looking for, and well, he doesn't miss. Gets the down, but this is one of those situations where we talk about how it can sometimes be tricky with a sniper. Yes, you get the down, but no, you don't necessarily know if that's going to convert into a kill unless he can get another down right here.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. But still, it's just the early game has been very, I would say, comfortable, largely speaking, from what we've been able to tally just through the first 3 lobbies. So there's no need to change anything. And a lot of it has just been by kind of working level by level here at prison, where you start kind of on the low ground, go to the 1st floor, get up to the 2nd, get onto the roof, and then eventually up into that sniper tower that we've seen Aydan kind of literally making his home. But this time, a little bit more contest will slow things down a touch, and we swap perspectives over to Joe and Bread, who had been playing very well and still are, but it's just in comparison to what Team Aydan is doing, it feels very marginal.
Well, right, at the end of the day, though, if you know that you can't potentially catch 1st place at this point, you know that you can at least try and lock down that 2nd place finish, which is going to be a whole lot of cash as well. Keep in mind, guys, this is a 2-day event. So if you can get into those top 3 positions, earn a nice chunk of change here, and then couple it with a back-to-back solid placing in day 2, where every map win is going to be 5K, you can have a really nice payout from this Warzone Mania event. Breadman now does have 2 kills under his belt. All teams alive so far. We'll try and update you when those first teams fall, but Breadman, well, gets a little cheeky there and pays for it as we watch Scummin popping over the top with that mounted gun and gets the down onto Breadman. But that's what we've talked about, right? As Unrational falls in his sniper spot, you are at heavy risk. Yes, you have the vantage point, but once you get caught out like Scummin just did, there's not really anywhere for you to safely go.
That's exactly what we kind of saw also, just for what it's worth, when Breadman's team was trying to make that same rotation last game. You have, if you're going to get to the high ground and there's a team contesting, you have to finish them off quickly. And easier said than done when you're dealing with 9 of the best teams in Warzone ever. So, you know, take that for what you will. But over towards Unrational's POV, a bit more of a safer drop comparatively to what we've seen them in the past. Over toward the residential areas and the living quarters means that as the circle will start to push in, you would love to be able to get some early clearance, as you would, I would sure love to appreciate an earlier rotation rather than a later one going into prison.
Soka You can hear the call out. Aggressive. Stay up. Stay up. Z-Smith and Knight there with kills onto Hisoka and Winterellas. And it's one of those most important moments when you're the only one left alive this early into a map. It is imperative above all else that you find a hidey hole, you sit in it, and when you wait for your teammates to get back. Now, Mutex taking over the vantage point we saw in Rational in earlier, spotting multiple people, and the call out's necessary because Queen is getting chased down. Mutex looking to have some cover fire to help her out, but as these players jump window to window, not a lot of time for him to capitalize on those shots. And here's Queen herself with 1 kill, but alive for the time being. Mutex playing watch over.
Yeah, that's fine, I think, for where you're at right now. But we have to always remember that you have to make up like 100 points if you want to win. So, like, just playing a little bit of Overwatch and just making sure your teammates are safe is one part of it, but being able to quickly tally kills is the more significant thing of what would need to happen if we're looking at who's going to win this finals. So we'll see. It's tough because it feels like such an insurmountable tally. But when you have 2 games left, 2 solid games could potentially get you within the realm. You need a little help, I think, if you're going to keep that kind of play style and hope to beat Team Aydan based on how they're playing right now.
Out of curiosity, have we seen Breadman on the ground at any point in this tournament?
I don't know.
I don't think so. And he's certainly not going to go to the ground now because everyone's dead.
Yeah, it's yeah.
This is
He'll
hanging
stay
out,
here
you know?
for a
It's
little
fine.
bit. He'll stay here for a little bit longer, yeah.
And well, he'll see if he can connect on this snipe. If he could steal that kill away, and that's what he
Dude.
does. Look at the double tap butte on that. But oh, you gotta be careful. All your teammates will get redeployed is the good news. Bad news, someone knows exactly where you are and isn't particularly happy about it. We'll see, Bradman, maybe if he can get a good sense of where exactly that person is and maybe challenge the glint of his sniper rifle. We'll see how he goes. But regardless, I mean, being able to steal that kill away from that one team, you got to be happy with that. You successfully get the rest of your team back. So far, so good for Team Joewo.
It's really one of those things that we've watched Breadman hit shots over and over and over again in this finals. It just must be so much fun to be him and just hit like those incredible shots and secure kills off of sniping. That's just got to be fun. I don't know.
I think that's all COD kids. Not all of us can snipe. I certainly cannot. Breadman certainly can. The likes of Bart and a lot of others very proficient with snipers. We always kind of look at them with a little bit of maybe a little bit of envy. It must be nice to be able to just mow people down with a sniper like that. I was in a Warzone game against Breadman's team a couple weeks ago, and when I tell you that I died before I realized I was dead, yeah, not too fun. But they did end up winning that map.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. No one was surprised, I'm sure.
No one was surprised, especially when Breadman was running around just 360 no-scoping people. It's fine.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Goodness. But we still have all 9 teams alive. That's a difference compared to our third lobby where it felt like a lot of teams were really starting to get a little frisky, trying to get some points together. And now you've kind of got a little bit of a chase down situation here for Team Jukies as they try to make a play happen. Breadman sniping, just still hitting more shots. Thank you very much. We love to see it in reverse, in slow motion, inside out. Inverted doesn't make a difference. It's just perfect.
I mean, his hair is perfect. His sniper shots are perfect. His
branding is
adorable
perfect.
cat cam is perfect. The bread's perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I haven't looked at his bucket hat. Have we identified as come and gets mollywopped? Have we identified if he's in his Louis Vuitton bucket hat?
I haven't looked that closely, but I'll be looking for it next time. I'll tell you that much.
It's his game day one. It's what he wears when he's in tournaments, but I haven't actually taken a look to see if that's what he has. He also has his Gucci bucket hat, so who knows?
Yeah, it's fair. Huskerrs and Irrational trying to stay alive. 30 seconds until our redeploys will no longer be naturally involved. And the circle continues to pull further and further east. And at the moment, I will say, for Irrational, you're in not a terrible position. If you kept the high ground, that could have been really beneficial, but not very confident in what was maybe around him. Gets off, goes back down towards the lower levels. And this may be why Joewo is also in kind of a position up here near DCOM that maybe was taking shots up towards them just based on the angle, but we'll see. This is a decent spot to be as well for what it's worth. You feel like you're more open than you are when you're sitting below prison, like you in that position would naturally kind of give you.
And Aydan's team gravitating back toward the position where they were getting harassed earlier on in the game, but this time now a power position for them. Joewo slides in as this team able to recover for the time being. He'll stim to fly forward, can't connect though. I don't think he necessarily expected that player to push at the same time he did. And well, this is where things get tricky because now 2 of your teammates have died and that redeploy is closed, but that'll be a wipe onto Diazbiffle's team, the first team to be full wiped here. And really this map, people sustained for a very, very long time, but they will be that first team wipe courtesy of a 6-kill Breadman.
Yeah, and you have to play for placement at that point when you don't have a full group of 4. But the problem is, as we swap to Aydan's perspective, they have a full group, more kills starting to come through, and there's still 24 total players in the circle. So this feels like another game that Aydan and company are just kind of putting together another burner where it's just kill after kill, fight after fight. Everything just seems to be going their way. And once more, it's just the team that finds themselves controlling top of prison. It just makes life so much easier. So down to 7 teams, make it 6 as Mutex will fall just outside of one of the key multipliers. We're now dealing with our top 5. And, well, Aydan is actually in a little bit of trouble here as he'll lose Knight. It's just him and Danny left.
They'll have to be careful. I mean, here's the thing, though. When you have over a 50-point lead, and it's none other than FIFA trying to hunt you down as well, multiple members of their team now in trouble. Here's the thing. You already are guaranteed to be within the top 5 in terms of those multipliers at 1.5. You have a decent number of kills, and with over a 50-point lead in first place already, Aydan's team have done their job in map 4. If you get anything better, cool. Icing on the cake, but they've more than done what they need to do. Now it's time, as you see Breadman fall there, it's time for teams like FIFA's, who's currently, I believe, in 8th place out of 9, to show up and make this a big map.
Yeah, this is a great position for them to not just hold on to this circle, but they'll have a really good look on moving forward into where the next one will be as it moves. Yeah, this is perfect. Super Evan is down. You would love to get him up, but he may be past saving. And whoa, what a nade that is. That'll actually completely strip FIFA of his 3 plates. Backs up just to play off the stim. I don't know if he knows where exactly those nades had come from. This is a very reserved play from FIFA, but obviously they're very aware that we need to get a win here. Top 3 is fine, but a double up on what kills you have is going to help you get into a top 3 position, hopefully.
I mean, that would be massive. I agree. This is a map that's going to essentially be a must-win for them. And, well, they're going to try and hope that these 2 remaining teams fight each other while they use that ammo crate to resupply their stims and just sit in the storm for the time being as those circles start to rotate over. And we can see, take a look here. This is Unrational, Huskerrs, and Scummin as a trio. Scummin sitting at 7 kills. So this could actually be an incredibly massive game for them as Joewo's team, I think, it only has about 1 left. And, well, that might be the case here for Unrational and Huskerrs as Scummin gets taken out. And as we know, we still have to worry about the fact that FIFA and his teammate still alive, presumably, as we're now in a 2v1. Unrational and Huskerrs going for the final shots. Do get the down collapse behind the storage shed, and not too shabby by any means for them, within the 20s with that ×2 multiplier. That'll certainly help them out a lot.
That is another monster game. That is 37. I mean, all the teams that have been winning on our lobbies today have made...
Teams are playing out, and, well, we said it, no surprise, still by 50 points. Team Aydan at 104 points, over 100 kills. Team Joewo holding on to 2nd place. Unrational's team and Swagg sitting in a contest for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, it's really, at this point, all it comes down to. But that margin of 20 points between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is actually still really, really tight. And there's nothing to say that even Team Jukies couldn't make kind of a big run here with a good game and maybe even slip into that top 3. So there's still a lot on the line, but I think the biggest question here is we still have a full 2nd day to consider for tomorrow. Is anyone going to stop Aydan's team? Because at the moment, they're just having their way with this lobby.
They look phenomenal. And here's the thing. We can talk about RNG. We can talk about all the nuance from game to game and how you can't always recreate magic and sometimes things don't go your way. But that's not what's happening for Team Aydan. Let's be clear. They were at the top of their group qualification. They have been at the top from start to finish here in this final. They consistently look dominant. So whatever recipe for success that they have, it's clearly working for them now. And I mean, honestly, even if they have a dud in a game like this, you're still going to need a team like Joewo's to have a monster game to contest them in first.
Yeah, and even saying the word monster game, like, how do you even put that into a tally when you've got teams that are winning 35 kill wins and still not digging into the deficit that Aydan's team is putting together? Like, what else would you possibly have to do? It's just, I don't know, man. They are really having themselves one heck of a day here in Rebirth. After they had won their group, by the way, that's also kind of important to note. It wasn't nearly as clean and significant as we've seen so far through these forced lobbies, but they've been consistent on the day when it comes to being able to put W's on the board.
And here's Smixy in a bit of a pickle, not expecting the slide out from zlaner, and pay surprise, Z-Smed at the same time was also taking out Scummin. So Huskerrs, this is not a position you want to be in because, well, you're waiting for the redeploys. Unrational gets his. Scummin will be out in about 5 seconds. But Huskerrs, you're going to want to get into some cover and just try and set up for yourself. I'm surprised actually doesn't choose to grab that plate box, but I think at this point you're just hoping your team gets back, you can get settled in and try and reassess the approach that you want to take. That would have been a worst case scenario if someone like a Breadman, for example, had picked him out of the sky.
Yeah, for real. I was kind of also a little nervous when I saw him cut the parachute and just dive on in. I was like, those 3 seconds that are still left is not necessarily a guarantee, but little to be said. They are able to get back in full force. Good awareness here from Wars. Shoulders back on the corner, able to find 1 confirmed elimination. The rest of his team also getting involved as Oakboy had found a 2nd kill. So good stuff coming through. And actually, zlaner is also in a fight. So there's an opportunity here to where maybe you can actually get another team wipe on the board, as we've already lost one of our squads off the drop.
And that's huge to have a squad go out this early. I think that was Lennon, I think maybe, or Wars rather, taking out Aydan around that corner. But just look at that UAV. You know that there's people peppered throughout all of those buildings to your left as well as in front of you. So right now, Oakboy just trying to be a bit cautious again. It's always a power play when you're on those roofs, but you're also extremely exposed. You just have to be aware, thanks to that UAV, of the potential directions from which you can start to get shot from. And well, it looks like the first team to go was in fact Mutex's team. While they were able to qualify, a bit of a lackluster day 1 final for them so far. So that will be it for them today in map number 5.
Yeah, and just really couldn't get it going here in this finals, and maybe that just has to do with where you're dropping. It very well just maybe the fact that you keep running into big teams. It's just, that's the way it goes. I mean, Battle Royale is a mystery at times when it comes to some days you just have it, other days it's just nothing's clicking. It's tough scenes, but hopefully they can come back tomorrow and at least find themselves back into the finals again. And there's still an opportunity for them to win some money still. I mean, they're sitting in 6th place at the moment. Obviously, this is going to be hard-pressed to think they're going to stay there after dropping out in 9th with not many kills, but we'll see. Also losing Brittany Reigns' team as we see it go from 8 to 7. And they only actually had 3 individual eliminations, so that's another squad that's going to be in a position to possibly be on the bubble of being overtaken.
We'll have to wait and see what happens, but in the meantime, it would be a shame if we didn't do another listen in here. I think with Team Aydan, the team in 1st place, a subliner himself, and dominating so far in day 1 of this tournament. So let's go ahead, turn up your headphones, guys. Let's do an Astro listen in with Team Aydan.
I'm down.
Dude, we should all just go through the tunnel.
Going.
Oh, you meant that tunnel.
Oh.
I thought you meant the tunnel to my left.
I'm just dropped in.
Okay. Above us. I have a cluster to get him off the roof late. We need to.
Yeah, there's so many above us. It's like a whole ass team.
How do you want to play this? I don't want to sit like where we are right now. There's like no room to like get out of here. Well, I mean, I'm down to play in here, but we should not be sitting like where we are right now. We need to like actually get set up for this. I have a little setup going in here.
I'm on the other side.
Okay.
Wait, on me.
Shot.
More about to come down late.
That's 1 shot. Another one above.
There's just...
All good.
Your squad mates redeploy.
Kind of kill right there.
Fucking hip fires, man.
We can just go back and grab loadies. We're good.
Enemy UAV
Good
active.
job, Danny.
Go, honey, go. Go, honey, go. Go, honey, go.
Gas is inbound. Enemy UAV active.
Dude, I randomly clustered my roof and down to like
Reinforcements are on the way.
those guys were not
Supply
happy.
box identified.
Are we landing back on that
Marking
deep loading or
location
what?
now.
Little jovial comms there, laughing as they wait to get redeployed. A nice job from Miss Sweets to be their anchor, just sitting somewhere in no man's land, ensuring that the rest of her teammates can get back into the action again. That was an Astro. Listen in with the first place team, Team Aydan now. Smixy on your screen, searching for her first kill. I'm sure not too far away. And, well, there she goes. Might be able to find it. Gets the broken tempered, but unfortunately a shake from presumably a streaker and nade means that she was not able to fully connect. And, well, Scummin in a bit of a pickle himself. And I feel like every time, I don't know if we're unintentionally caster cursing this team shit, but I feel like every time we go view any one of these 4 players, suddenly everything starts to go wrong.
Yeah, unless Gary's up top in Sniper Tower, it does feel that way, doesn't it? Where it's just like, oh gosh, here they are in another difficult position, getting shot at by 4 different teams and losing 3 members. Like, yeah, I feel like we're always watching Huskerrs like last one live, trying to keep his team in the game. Yeah, it really has kind of felt that way, at least for the majority of these opening portions, I'll say. We have tuned into when they're like in the late game in some pretty good spots, but yeah, largely it feels like they've been kind of scrapping together the early and mid game, as we're already through the first 2 circles. Third round's going to come to a close in about a minute, and you have to assume that the redeploys will also be turned off around that same margin, or at least a counter will come up around that same time. So 7 teams left, 25 total players, and it does look like all of our squads that we were tuning into before that got kind of picked apart are back and in fighting condition once more.
Yeah, you could hear him, especially Aydan's team in those comms, just saying, we can probably land back, grab that loot. Nice job from him to break the armor. Will be forced to back off. That precision very well could take out Knight. We'll see if he was able to get close enough. Unfortunately, no, the strike will take him out, but no worries, back in about 40 seconds. Aydan looking like he might want to grab up that satchel, but we swing over to Z-Laner with 2 kills, goes for the shots, able to connect onto Oak Boy, but the trade comes through the door a little faster than he's prepared for, and he will get down. No ability to finish that off, but Aydan looking for his 7th kill, finds it, gets Z-Smith back onto his feet. This is a new duo and one that we love to watch.
Yeah.
They are electric together. They play around each other extremely well, and well, Aydan able to save the day, get a kill, and save his duo's life.
And it feels like this duo has not just embraced their individual strengths, but collectively they've also been kind of measuring some of their maybe more risky style plays. It really has been a really kind of fluid duo to kind of watch, especially in Rebirth when the action is constant and typically the decisions have to be made subconsciously in a way. So yeah, natural chemistry is definitely coming to grips, especially for a player like Z-Smith. And we talked about it before the broadcast. Like, no longer can we say he's like an up-and-comer. He's been here for some time and he's really kind of earned his spot near the top ladders and top echelons of Rebirth gameplay.
Yeah, and we've seen kind of a lot of those names once we had the introduction of Caldera. Just rocked at the top. The man on your screen right now, Hisoka, also one of them as we swing over to Skullface. A lot of people really showing us that, yes, you know the names at the very top, but we are just as good to be able to contest these tournament wins. Now Skullface, the rest of his team ready and waiting to collapse on these players. That's Z-Smith, actually, that they just took out. Reminder, we have 2 teams eliminated so far, but Aydan in a bit of a pickle, and once again, it may come down to Danny and her anchor position to get them back, but unfortunately, you got to be careful because, well, redeploys are disabled, so as much as she might want to anchor, I know a number of them, I think, were, at least Knight was, I thought, had that redeploy already active, so I guess that won't take effect for Aydan and Z-Smith, but I think if you're them, honestly, I don't hate a play of just trying to wait on that multiplier, but again, with the amount of kills that they have, I'm pretty sure they have first no matter what, as unfortunately Smixy gets naded and down.
Yeah, it would have to be like a 40 kill game with a victory to beat them at this point. I don't think it's going to happen. But we are still dealing with 7 teams, a lot of them in pieces. 13 total players for these quote-unquote 7 squads. That'll be a free kill. I'm sure Joe will take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Still leads to a couple more pieces to pick up, and this is where things get really interesting. Not a lot of ammunition here for Joe, so he's got to be really calculated in what fights does he even want to take, pending he has the choice to make those decisions.
Well, take a look at this, too, as he gets tagged up and taken out. It was 7 teams remaining with 13 people. So a lot of these teams are, not having the best has time. 6 teams, 10 people. That's a whole lot of solos, especially when you take a look at the team in first place being 3 of them. Hisoka trying to get the revive off in the storm, but even if he does, it won't matter. The knife comes in around the corner, and now we find another one of those solos, none other than Unrational himself, getting the shots in. Blued through that wall, throws over the nade to try and connect with a down. Won't be able to find it. Snaps to his left, knows that there's going to be pushes from around there. Doesn't spot anyone, but tucks himself into a corner in the meantime. I don't know. I think maybe by a pinch if he can get up onto it. No,
Oh
just
my-
shy.
oh.
That's tough for him. Forces him out to find another hole to sit in, and he will be able to do that. This one, not quite as nice, especially when you immediately see someone in front of you, but at least for the time being, he will be alive.
And one of these teams is, I think, a full group of 4. So if you're that last team that has the majority of numbers, you better be collecting on all of these individuals. The last thing you want to see, if you're that full squad, is to be going from watching the 1v1s happen away from you. So they're actually not really spreading the map either. So it's not necessarily a guarantee that these final kills are going to be collected by the team that has the last one. No, that's actually indeed the case. That's Danny who's able to find the kill on Irrational. So she's able to actually collect one more elimination here in the top 3. And this last 4v2 situation that we have in front of us,
Of course it's
you have to imagine it should be collected no problem here for our group that has the 4, and so far it looks like that will be the case.
Yeah, if you have a 4 stack, you'll be able to get that kill. Now a 4v1, whether it's Knight or whoever else. But the fact that Aydan's team was able to roll that into a 2nd place finish, regardless for them,
not bad.
huge. But, well, you gotta be careful because he's not gonna go down without a fight. But the Warzone victory comes in. A nice series of kills here for them. The final shots connect. And that will be J Device and Co. taking the map 5 win. Aydan's team, who is currently in first place overall, taking that 2nd place. But that's it, Shift. That's our map 5 of the final here in day 1.
Yeah, it honestly, what looked like it was going to be a very competitive opening, especially after we had, a relatively competitive Group A that was heavy loaded with squads into a Group B that had a tight dispersal through the first 2 lobbies. I thought this finals was going to be really, really tight, but Aydan's team was just totally on a different level today. Unbelievable composure and a couple of different difficult moments. So that 10 times fast, but also just putting